what I'm talking about. All right, how's this going? What is going on here? Okay, awesome. We're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Tellman, and we are live for episode 135 of the Get Shit Done show. You know what time it is? It's time to get shit done. Episode 135 of the Daily Get Shit Done show. And today's show is all about limiting beliefs, how they hold us back, why they're to blame, why they're at fault for all of our lack of success, not accomplishing our goals. Limiting beliefs are really, seems like they're to blame, right? Seems like limiting beliefs are at fault for us, the invisible force that prevents us from achieving our dreams, from accomplishing our goals, from being all that we can be. Limiting beliefs. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Perhaps it's the beliefs that were ingrained in you from your parents when you were a child growing up. Or perhaps it's limiting beliefs that you have about yourself due to trauma that you've experienced. Or some people might say it's from past lives, or from having low self-esteem, low self-belief, passed down from your parents or the people that raised you, or your community, your culture, your town, your state, your city, your religion, your race. Maybe it's limiting beliefs are truly to blame. They are it's easy to point the finger at limiting beliefs to be the reason that we're not successful, limiting beliefs to be the reason that we struggle. The challenge here is limiting beliefs are the easiest scapegoat. It's a way of almost saying, well, I'm not successful. It's my own fault. I'm not successful. It's my limiting beliefs. That's really what's to blame. And so it's a way of pretending that you are taking responsibility, but you're not really doing anything to change the situation. So you're also avoiding responsibility. You're avoiding responsibility for improving your life by blaming your limiting beliefs and then proceeding to not do anything to change your beliefs. So here's the deal. All beliefs, every belief, by definition, every belief is limiting. Every belief has boundaries. And beliefs are very helpful for us to make sense of the world, especially if we don't understand what's going on. A belief is our best guess, our best understanding, or it's the best guess or best understanding that was passed down to us from someone who's been here longer than us, someone who's had some more experience, hopefully, right? Um, Beliefs can get passed down from family member to family member, from generation to generation. They can be created. We can create our own beliefs about ourselves, about others, about reality, about the way things work, about the way things are, about our place in this world. All beliefs are limiting. And so when you realize that all beliefs are limiting, then it's kind of a little harder to blame your limiting beliefs for your lack of success. It's more like your beliefs determine the boundaries of where you're going to operate in this world and how you're going to navigate through it, right? So if you believe you're one of the great, you have the potential to be one of the greatest baseball players in the world, and you're willing to put in the time, the effort, and energy, and it just so happens that people around you are willing to really believe in you and put the time and the effort and the energy, maybe even the money into helping that become a reality, your chances go way up, right? Sometimes it's sheer willpower, grit, and just going after it with everything you've got, and you have to do it without any outside assistance from anyone. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes someone has that same amount of willpower, that same amount of grit, that same amount of determination They never make it big, but maybe they love baseball their entire life, right? So just because you have the belief doesn't mean it's going to happen. But when you think about how much you weigh, that's your belief about where you should be in the world right now. Think about the level of fitness that you're in. That's your belief about who you are. Think about the amount of money that you make or the type of partnership or romantic relationship that you have or don't have. What's going on inside is what's going on outside. And so the question then becomes, well, how do we change our beliefs? Well, instead of trying to get rid of a limiting belief, let's start by embracing the beliefs that we have and then stretching them out a little bit. Don't try to break it. Don't try to break the block. Don't try to get rid of the belief. You're not going to get rid of your belief. But what you may do is expand it a little bit. And so, what's a belief that you have that is bothering you, that's bugging you, that's not really helping you out so much? That if you could expand it, if you can improve it, if you can enhance it by 10%, it would make a huge, huge positive impact in your life. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on what limiting beliefs or what beliefs you currently have that are in some way holding you back from something else that you'd like to expand, you'd like to improve. Do you want to improve your fitness? Do you want to improve your income? Do you want to improve your creativity? Do you want to improve your grades? Do you want to improve your ability to operate socially? Do you want to reduce anxiousness or stress? Are you more interested in becoming more motivated, more focused, more disciplined? Maybe you want to become more caring and more connected with your family or with your friends. Maybe you want to become more self confident so you can say what you mean and not be afraid of receiving criticism around that, right? Um, what's up, Jaybird? Good to see you. Milo, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Oh, wow. All right, let's see. We have what books do you read? Well, you know, um, it depends. I've read a lot of different books. Mostly these days, I read marketing books. I read a fair amount of marketing books. That's mostly where my head's at with reading most of the time. Polymath, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, so who else do we have here? Cuz, welcome. Bro is Goat, welcome. Tara, hello. The Legend, Goldmine, I like that name. Seth, how's it going? Seth Hudson. Olivia, how's it going on YouTube? Welcome, welcome. Al, hello, hello. A Seamless World, welcome. She, hello. Shane, welcome everybody. My name's Tellman Knudsen. It's getting a little bit late. It's 9:30. I'm just wrapping things up here for the evening. It's episode 135 of the Daily Get Shit Done show, and today we're talking about limiting beliefs. What limiting beliefs do you have that you would really like to shift, that you'd like to change, right? And one of the biggest things about beliefs is that you're probably not going to get rid of a belief through brute force, right? You're not just going to suddenly, oh, hey, Liz Fuller, what's going on? Nobody, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, it's a situation where you've spent a lifetime building up your beliefs. And so let's not try to break it. Let's not try to eliminate it. Let's not try to eradicate your limiting beliefs. All beliefs are limiting. Instead, let's try to expand or stretch one of the beliefs that you have just a little bit, right? Let's just stretch it a little bit. Let's improve it in the direction that you want to move, right? Um, And so I, that's really where we want to begin. So what's a belief or perhaps even a limiting belief that you feel that you have that you'd like work on? Actually, yeah, I'm just going to put this out there. We have a bunch of people viewing right now. So not on this episode, but we'll schedule one in the future. Who would like to be hypnotized on a live stream? If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm a hypnotist, hypnotherapist. I've been doing hypnosis for over 25 years, and I do a lot of hypnosis online. I also work with people in person, a lot of stuff on Zoom, a lot of stuff in groups, a lot of recordings, and I've done an enormous amount of work with entrepreneurs, people who are expanding their money mindset, improving their leadership, their motivation. We do a lot of stuff with drive, with focus, with overcome procrastination, with productivity, with getshitdone.com. And the Get Shit Done show, what we're doing right now, is as a result of launching getshitdone.com. And if you want to join a like minded group of entrepreneurs, go to getshitdone.com. You can join us for free and you can experience the Get Shit Done session for yourself. Um, so, yeah, I would love for you to join us there if that seems like a good choice for you. So, the idea here is that if all beliefs are limiting, then how do we expand one of those beliefs? One of those beliefs. And so I would suggest that one of the greatest ways that you can expand one of your beliefs is through practice every day, is committing to practice, getting better at something that you need to get better at in order to change your reality. So what do you want to get better at? What's an area of your life that you want to improve in? So if an area of your life that you want to improve in is you want to make more money, then step one is spend at least an hour every day learning and implementing how to make more money in one particular area. Choose a skill, buy a home study course, buy a coaching program, study it every day, do the thing, hone the skill, refine the skill, develop the skill, and make more money. It's really that simple. If you want to become stronger, then schedule in time every day to do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some jumping jacks, and do some planks. Maybe do some burpees if you're feeling feisty, right? Schedule it in. Practice doing the thing that you don't believe you can do is the quickest, easiest, fastest possible way in order to improve things. Liz, I see that you said, I know you didn't mean some thought pricing ideas. You meant thought provoking ideas. I hear you. Thanks, Liz. It's great to have you here. Um, so that's the name of the game. What's one area that you want to improve your beliefs around or to expand? You don't even need to think about it, improve, to expand, to shift, right? What's one area that if you improved and expanded, shifted your belief about what you are capable of, you would immediately start to improve that area. So the downside is practice sounds like a lot of hard work. Well, that's because it is a lot of hard work to practice something every day for years, right? If you want to get good, that's the name of the game. And there are shortcuts to get better faster. And that's where hypnosis comes in. Hypnosis really is all about accelerated learning. And when you can move out of the conscious mind and into this more subconscious mind, we can learn much, much, much more quickly because we don't have our conscious mind constantly bouncing the new information that's coming in off of our filter or frame of what we believe the world actually is, and questioning all the new information that's coming in. That's also why we can learn so much more quickly as children than most adults can, right? Is because that filter of reality, of our beliefs about what is and isn't right and wrong, about how things do and don't work, becomes more complex and more fixed the older that we get. We begin to think we actually know what's going on. Right, Digital Keith, what's up? Good to see you again, man. Um, so we're talking about limiting beliefs. We're talking about expanding beliefs. What's an area where you want to expand? Well, oh, dude, have I ever tried hemisync? Dude, in college, I studied hemispheric synchronization. I studied binaural beats, and I actually got my college to pay for me to go and do a full week-long workshop at the Monroe Institute in Fairburn, Virginia, where I went through the entire Gateway Voyage process with HemiSync in these crazy pods, and I absolutely traveled outside of my body with the help of HemiSync. Thank you, Robert Monroe. Yeah, HemiSync's amazing. That was I mean, that was 30 years ago, right? While I was in college, really quite a while back, but it was awesome. I was just thinking about the Gateway Voyage series recently, and I think I should buy that um, stuff again. Yeah, the CIA did study that stuff. As a matter of fact, one of the guys that used to be involved in the military taught some of these remote viewing workshops and material at the Monroe Institute when I was there. And I'm having a hard time remembering his name, but he wrote a few books on remote viewing, which is basically like um, military applied out of body experience, um, psychic activity, and but behind enemy lines research kind of stuff. Yeah, it's wild, wild. And that stuff gets crazy. Um, cool. No, I've seen that name, Keith, but that's not. It was like Robert something. It was very like masculine sounding name. I'm having a hard. It was a big dude too. Um, I was on his email list for a long time. Oh yeah, maybe it was Robert McGonigal. That could be. That could be possible. Possible. Nice. Um, cool. What's your experience with HemiSync and the Monroe Institute, Keith? I'm curious. So, welcome everybody. My name's Tellman Knudsen. This is episode 135 of the Get Shit Done show. Today we're talking about your limiting beliefs. And I think that one of the biggest problems with modern self-help is limiting beliefs and people's misunderstanding of how beliefs work. There aren't limiting beliefs. They're beliefs. That's it. You have beliefs. Congratulations. Everybody has beliefs. So what are you going to do about it? Well, we're going to shift the belief by doing something different. Rather than just doing what's always been done or just trying to shift what's going on in our head, we're actually going to do something in the real world that's different, that goes up against that belief that once held us back, right? So that is absolutely where I would recommend you put your focus. You can use hypnosis in order to move past the resistance. You can use hypnosis in order to make the pictures more vivid. You can use hypnosis in order to um, shift or change your internal self-talk. There are lots of really powerful things that you can use hypnosis to do, but it's more of an accelerant, right? You need to kind of know where you're going to begin with, and that's the beauty of hypnosis. Is it's really very practical, right? You can decide what skill you want to get better at, or what ability you want to improve in, or um, what habit you want to shift or change. People often say they want to get rid of bad habits, but we don't really get rid of habits. That's not how it works. What we do is we install better habits. Install better habits. So, with that said, everybody, if you are an entrepreneur, if you want to increase your productivity, if you want to overcome procrastination, if you want to get shit done, the shit that really matters in order to grow your business, to accelerate your progress, to do the things that you know you're procrastinating on, Get Shit Done is the place to do it. So please join us at getshitdone.com. We've just recently moved platforms over to WAP, and we would love to see you there. All right, I'm going to call it for the evening. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always. And we go live every day, so we look forward to seeing you at some point in the not too distant future, I hope. All right, this is Tellman. Over and out. Have a good night. Bye-bye.